Now, new, live, and local, and every weekday from 8 to 9 a.m. This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Woof Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
Good morning from Studio B. Lieutenant Governor speaks on the road in just a moment. Local News Summary hits at 8:30. What's that stinky water? We have a report in Muncie. Fireworks noise details coming up, and BSU baseball. Yesterday, the loss, and hopefully a quick win when they have today's unscheduled game. Mick Tidrow, voice of Cardinals, joins us at about 8:45. Let's get our weather first. Paul Poteet remains on vacation, and hopefully he comes back more relaxed. He's so tense. Let's get his substitute, Mr. Meteorologist. He is Mr. Clausen.
Temperatures will warm very quickly here this morning. That is the good news. And eventually we're up to 65 degrees this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. It will be a little breezy at times, so it may feel a touch cooler, but much warmer than we have been. 53 is your overnight low under partly cloudy skies, and then mostly sunny to start Thursday, a high of 73. But look for the chance of some non-severe thunderstorms late in the day. I'm in for Paul Poteet. I'm meteorologist Todd Clausen.
All right, thank you, Todd. Hourly updates right here on WMUN and the rest of our Woof Boom Radio group as we await the arrival in what we call the WMUN Zoom room. Our first guest scheduled this morning. If you see me looking off camera over here, the wall of computer monitors will show me when that connection is made. In the meantime, we will go to our floater list of items. We like to just give you the lighter side of news. How about we just get a little snapshot of your day today?
It's April 8th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Empanada Day, meaning bread wrapped. They are dough wrapped with a filling. The origins of the empanada not totally known. There are references to them in Persia and dates back to 100 BC, but many think they came from Galicia, a region in Spain. Also on this day, British rock band The Clash releasing their debut album in 1977 titled The Clash.
London's burning! London's burning!
One of the first modern programming languages, COBOL, was created in 1959. COBOL standing for the Common Business-Oriented Language and was mostly designed by Grace Hopper, nicknamed Amazing Grace. And some baseball history. Today, in 1974, Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's home run record, hitting his 715th home run. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN, showing you the Zoom room right now. I'm looking into that camera here, awaiting the arrival of our first Zoom guest. We have guests in Studio B. Of course, you've seen and heard them. I hope you've seen them. The YouTube channel is something you can subscribe to. Many have. Many more are welcome. All you need to go is to go to the YouTube page and look for Woof Boom Studio B. Woof Boom Studio B. Not only this show daily, but also the other content we have building in all the time, including but not limited to the baseball program that will be on Thursday, 5 p.m. Today's Wednesday, right? Yes, today's Wednesday. The Thursday 5 p.m. show, the Ball State Baseball Week in Review. Mr. Mark Forster is hosting and co-hosting with Kurt Darling. I saw a guest on the list, too. It looked like there was, I think it was a high school logo on the shirt of the static photo that I saw in the press release about the upcoming episode. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think I know. I'm Steve Lindell, live on WMUN. For those watching the video replay, you are seeing me in Cam 5, which is the Zoom room camera. This allows me to look directly into your eyes, and it also allows me to look directly into the Zoom camera to see when we have a connection. I think we're testing the emergency alert system right now. I can faintly hear that in the background. Hold on one second. Yeah, there was the 3 chirps at the end. I heard the golden tones of Sean Mattingly, our chief technologist. And sometimes those tests happen at the darndest times. Ooh, watch your language. What I mean by that is they have to be randomized. I'll switch to a different camera now and give you a little logo on the screen. Anywho, the tests happen at random times to make certain that we are ready in the event of an actual emergency. And those happen, from time to time. WMUN and the rest of the Wolf Boom Radio Group certainly comply with all the rules and regulations, and understandably so. We are always using our voice to build and connect our community. I'm wondering at this point, at this juncture, if our guest might be in a different time zone. It's quite possible now that I'm thinking about it. What I'm thinking is we had a set time for a live interview on WMUN's Delaware County Today. You are watching and listening right now. And I'm wondering if perhaps the guest on the road may not have factored in that time zone change. It's also possible there are connectivity issues. You just never know. Looking ahead in the hour, that is, we are going to have our local news summary hit closer to the bottom of the hour today. And we're also going to bring in the Muncie mayor, who did something yesterday on social media which you may or may not be aware of. Oh, you'll be aware of it pretty soon because we're going to share it with you. People are talking about it on WMUN. I'd like to reiterate the fireworks plan. This is something that will startle some people, and understandably so, because, it's April the 8th. What in the world are there fireworks around for? There's a big convention coming back to Muncie. It's called Elevate 2026. We shared this yesterday, but people tune in and tune out all the time, so we want to make sure we're sharing the facts of the firing of some test pyro as part of this convention at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Muncie. There will be an afternoon window today, an afternoon window tomorrow, and then nighttime shoots on Friday and Saturday. By the way, you're able to watch and enjoy any and all of that, of course, no charge. It will not be a non-stop firing of cylinders. It's a window of time, which they had to get permission in advance. It's standard protocol for that sort of stuff. And they have all the necessary yeses and signatures from the city of Muncie and the Muncie Police Department. And the emergency management folks certainly know what's going on, too. They are worried, my words, not theirs, that they might get some phone calls of startled people. They don't want you to jam up the phone lines with respect to non-emergencies. So please do your level best. I would love to hear at the end of this week that they didn't get many or even any calls to the 911 dispatch center, in large part because we're helping communicate in advance that this is a good thing. This is something that is good for the economy, good for tourism. We're still looking for some information, and I'm promised that by, I think, midday today. Jeff Neff, our good friend with the Destination Muncie, I asked him for an angle of the story that we'd like to do about the economic impact of such tourism and conventions coming into town. This is live radio from Studio B on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio. We'll bring you over to another camera angle, a huge room here. There's the big wall of TV at the end where I am sitting from. That is a yesterday or a previous day replay of this week in Delaware County and or Delaware County Today. I'm a little shocked. That isn't the right word, but bear with me. It's a squirrel moment because on the replay from many days ago, I was wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing today live in Studio B. So I feel like I've made some sort of a fashion faux pas. And what we're doing is, again, bringing up the Zoom video on the video replay that you can watch later on and every day on the YouTube channel, Wolf Boom Studio B. While we continue to wait just a little longer for the arrival of the Lieutenant Governor, let's look at this. And this particular data would seem to indicate that I will never, ever get sick again. A study finds out what's in your cup can lower your risk.
This is House Call for Health. A study involving more than 130,000 people finds participants who drank 2 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee every day had a lower risk for developing dementia. Similar results found for those who drank 1 to 2 cups of caffeinated tea. Dr. Dylan Wint, a neurologist at Cleveland Clinic who was not involved with the study, says this suggests it's not the drink itself that offers the benefit, but the caffeine in the drinks. Wint explains caffeine may reduce the accumulation of amyloid beta, a toxic protein found in plaques that are associated with Alzheimer's. He says the chemical effect of caffeine may also be neuroprotective. Health experts note it's a good news story for coffee and tea drinkers, but you still need to eat a healthy diet and regularly exercise to help protect brain health. The study was published in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health, I'm Lisa Brady. Fox News.
On WMUN News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. We're the talk radio of Muncie. We will take one of our sponsor breaks now. We'll come back and hopefully have connected with our guest. Hope everything is okay with the Lieutenant Governor. And we'll move on with the rest of the show. Please stay there. Live radio, you just never know. This is Delaware County Today on WMUN.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good 360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
This is Sherry Chafin, candidate for Delaware County Assessor. As a lifelong resident of Delaware County, I'm extremely passionate about the work, dedication, and care we put into this community. I've been a homeowner in Delaware County for 25 years. I've worked as a public servant for Delaware County for the last 20 years, 16 in the assessor's office. That's why I'm asking for your vote on May 5th for Delaware County Assessor, so I can continue to serve this great community.
Paid for by the committee to elect Sherry Chafin for assessor.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and everyone hits that mid-morning moment where a little boost would really help, and that's where the new Starbucks Energy Refreshers come in. If you already love Starbucks Refreshers, these have the same bright, fruity taste now with an added boost of caffeine. Your favorite flavors like strawberry acai or pink drink now have an extra kick for the perfect midday reset. Or try something new like Mango Strawberry Energy Refresher or Mango Dream Energy Drink. So when a little lift sounds good today, try the new Energy Refreshers at Starbucks or order one right now on the Starbucks app.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
In our Studio B location on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio, we are going to move on to our next part of our program today. Hopefully the Lieutenant Governor is safe, sound, and secure. Sometimes it's technology or something may have come up too. We hope everything is okay. We will try to rebook that. Okay, so the headline on this particular note is, what's the stink? That's my headline, that some are concerned with respect to the water in Muncie, Indiana, USA. So what happened yesterday on the social media was the mayor got on and, well, I'll let you watch exactly what happened. This is This is literally from the city's Facebook page. You'll see it right now as I share with you the mayor of Muncie, who is standing in what appears to be the kitchen area of maybe City Hall. I guess that didn't get explained clearly to me, but hold on. We're almost there. Okay, there we go.
The water company has indicated that through some natural conditions, one of which, I'll just read it, one of which is heavy rainfall, which we all know that we have had, and seasonal warming. There's some concern out there in the public, and the water company says that the water is perfectly safe. And so I just thought I would go ahead and drink some, since several people online have said, let's see the mayor drink some. I've had it at home, but we'll just have you watch me take it out of our sink here in the kitchen. There's a nice amount of water. I will go ahead and drink it.
Mayor now drinking live on the Facebook. It's a big glass of water, so I'm filling time so as not to have dead air on the radio.
I feel fine. Again, the water company says it's safe, and it's a natural occurring thing that happens in these types of situations. So I hope everybody will feel safe. It's the water company's responsibility to make sure it is, and if it wasn't, they would be telling us to do other things. That's why I wanted to drink this water and show people that, hey, we believe that it's safe. And so there you go. The second thing I want to talk about is we had Indiana delivered today. And what that means is we've got the little, actually the big sign out front at our downtown gateway, right coming across the bridge. The Muncie sign has been out for now a couple of days. Well, the Indiana got delivered. It goes back behind in the area where the I is in Muncie, and it got delivered. We have some, it was kind of fun watching the crane pick it up and take it over there, and it is set, and then eventually this will be a really nice gateway with a lot of landscaping, some seating area. Should be a lot of fun. And then we're going to have a big apartment building coming in behind it once this work is finished. So just wanted to go over those two things. I know it's a day early, but hope that everybody has a great day. Enjoy this sunshine, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, that is the mayor of Muncie from a yesterday Facebook post on the social media for the city of Muncie. I'm Steve Lindell. People are talking about the stinky water, and maybe you are too. But as the mayor just showed you, it's safe. You're okay. Everything should be just fine. This is the home of Ball State baseball. WMUN lost yesterday. Mick Tidrow called that game on the road with help not only from Jackson Jacoby producing in the Axia Command Center, but Sean Mattingly, our chief technologist, stepped in to help with some technical stuff and made the broadcast sound fabulous. You can hear Mick. Hopefully he'll sound fabulous this morning, 8:45. He is now a confirmed guest, 8:45 via the Zoom room. We do have an update from the lieutenant governor. I'm going to hold that for just a second. I'm going to hold that update for just 1 second. May I do that? May I instead jump ahead to what we call our virtual wall of listeners? Hold on. You wouldn't believe me unless I pulled it up into the screen here for those watching on the interweb. So I will do that right now. Way off to the right on the screen, that is Nanjing province, China, listening right now. And then I see India. That is the next little blip on the screen. I'm proving it to you. This is not made up. This is true stories. People listen everywhere. We are huge. And then, of course, you've got Mama in Minnesota and Roger, too, I'm sure. I want to zoom in on the fruited plains of these United States of America. There is the Mama. There's a Chicagoland. Many are listening in Indiana. You can listen on the terrestrial radio, of course, 92.5 FM and all the rest. But if it's more convenient to click it on a device, we don't care as long as you're listening. Clicking on Louisville, Kentucky, that is the right way to say it and pronounce it. Here's Sister Sherry way over here on the left coast near Portland, Oregon. Los Angeles was on earlier, and some others click in and click out. Sometimes people might lose their connection. with respect to the interwebs, wherever they are. That happens. It's a technological world. One of the other items that people are clearly talking about this morning is what happened last night, or what didn't happen last night, with that 8 p.m. deadline imposed by President Trump. A 2-week extension was granted not far from that deadline of 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Fox News Radio is following that story and will continue to give you updates and let you know if anything has changed in the meantime. As you know, things have a tendency to change in our world. There's certainly no doubt about that. Okay, we have more to cover in a moment. In fact, in our next segment, we'll get to our local news summary, and we'll also actually get a little bit of a Ball State baseball summary, too. That is coming up as we continue to go through the hour from Studio B. This is Delaware County Today on WMUN.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you are reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Sponsored by the Indiana Department of Education and aired by this station.
Ball State Cardinals baseball.
A rocket toward the second baseman. 1 run scores. Here comes the second.
Every pitch, every hit, every run.
2 runs for the Cardinals. 3 runs for the Cardinals.
Go see the Cards all season long, free at Shebeck Stadium. But if you can't make it to the game, the Ball State Cardinals live right here.
The Cardinals win the series.
On the Talk of Muncie, WMUN.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. America is listening to Fox News Radio.
Updates hourly on the Talk of Muncie, the new WMUN.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The Instant Oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
On the extreme close-up camera inside Studio B, this is WMUN's Delaware County Today host Steve Lindell, and Tom Campbell just told you all that, so it's a bit redundant for me to mention that again. Hold on, we're at 8:28. I promised 8:30 for the local news summary, so wanting to stay on time, and as promised, let me instead share with you a couple of live text communications. Sister Sherry on the left coast writes, "You're very good at making stuff up, waiting for your guests." Thank you, Cher. I appreciate you for that. Live radio. Now, the definitive word from that guest. Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith was to have appeared, and he wrote just moments ago, "Hey, Steve, I'm really sorry. Was pulled into a meeting and lost track of time. Completely understood. Let's look at rescheduling. I'm not sure what works best for you. Just let me know." That was nice of him to write back. Micah Beckwith, the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Indiana. We had hoped to speak to him, of course, just to get various questions and answers, but he is also in Florida at the NLGA. I think it's the National Lieutenant Governors. I don't know what the A stands for. It's a meeting of lieutenant governors from the whole nation, and then they have pulled together inside meetings and discussions in Florida. So we will perhaps get a summary of what was discussed at a later time. We'll try to rebook him in, and we appreciate really him reaching out. Glad that everybody is safe, sound, and secure too, because sometimes that might be the case as well. WMUN weather. Meteorologist Todd Clausen filling in for the vacationing Paul Poteet says today better. After this really cold start, we'll get near 65. My weather wife, Nancy, said 67 when I was sitting having coffee this morning. Hi, honey. The 53-degree low tomorrow morning is way better for first thing in the morning, and then we might get 74 on Thursday afternoon. So that's what we have so far. So good. Hourly weather updates on WMUN 92.5 FM, 1340 AM, and all the rest. Now, as is a regular feature, it's our local news summary. These stories and more airing on all of our radio stations in East Central Indiana, and now for you right here on WMUN.
An hour and a half before the deadline, the president posted to Truth Social, subject to the Islamic Republic agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. Now, minutes after the ceasefire was posted, a missile flew at Israel and was intercepted over Jerusalem. Israelis wanted to see more war goals attained before the guns went quiet. I got a statement from the Prime Minister's office that said Israel supports President Trump's decision to suspend strikes against Iran.
Fireworks in Muncie this week. A gathering called Elevate 2026 includes convention visitors doing demonstrations of pyro at the Muncie Fairgrounds. You're going to hear multiple loud fireworks going off. The schedule approved by the city of Muncie today 1 to 3 p.m., tomorrow 3 to 5, Friday and Saturday nights 8 to 10:30 p.m. County officials posted, quote, "Please don't call 911 or dispatch to complain about the noise from the event." The next few days will be dry, but severe weather is always possible this time of year.
It's just a matter of ingredients, and those can come together at any time of the year, says Joe Neild, a forecaster at the National Weather Service.
We got a little bit of an early start this year, but again, that's certainly not out of the question.
Make a plan.
Not just make a plan, but practice it.
Ryan Hedrick, Network Indiana.
Miss Ball State University, Katie Cooper, told WMUN how she's expanded her valet laundry service. Loads of love to serve even more people in the Muncie community.
I've started the CLEAN initiative, which stands for Community Laundry Empowerment and Necessities, and I've been able to work with some local nonprofits.
On Monday, Indiana Governor Mike Braun signed a new law to lower energy costs and boost accountability.
Starting this summer, utility companies must file multi-year rate plans instead of raising prices case by case. The new law also bans shutoffs during the hottest months. Jake McDaniel, Network Indiana.
The week ahead.
Thursday, golf fans are descending upon Augusta National in Georgia for the Masters. Friday is the expected splashdown date for the Artemis II crew. I'm Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
President Trump announcing a ceasefire deal with Iran shortly before his Tuesday night deadline for Iran to agree to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face the death of a whole civilization. The president explaining in a post on Truth Social he agreed to suspend the bombing and attack for a period of 2 weeks on the condition the waterway is reopened. Iran's Minister of Foreign Affairs confirming Tehran's acceptance of the deal proposed by Pakistan, noting there would be safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz for a period of 2 weeks. President Trump went on to say Iran proposed a workable 10-point peace plan that could help end the war, explaining the 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Emotions high and security heightened after an Indy Council member is targeted in a shooting.
The city county building in Indianapolis seeing tightened security Monday night as Councilor Ron Gibson attended a meeting only hours after his home was shot at.
15 rounds into the house.
Gibson said he and his 8-year-old son woke up just before 1 a.m. Monday to glass breaking. He found the front storm door of his home shattered. He said someone also left a note on his front porch that read, "No data centers." Jarrett Lewis, Network Indiana.
Country music legend Randy Travis can no longer perform, but that doesn't mean he's no longer a major part of the show. Rich Jorn explained how that works on Anderson Talks.
They got a great singer who's just nailing it, Jesse Dupree, and he, he's there and he's, bopping along with the music.
Jorn's the leader of the Anderson Paramount Theater, says the show is Saturday. Register now for the Madison County Alliance Awards Night 2026. It's May 14, 6 p.m. at the Paramount Theater Ballroom. Longtime Golf Channel personality and Anderson native Brian Hammonds told Anderson Talks he's rooting for Tiger on a personal level.
I'm rooting for him, though. I mean, I don't care if he ever gets back on the golf course. I mean, I'd love to see it. I think it'd be great for the Champions Tour to have him out there. I mean, they'd put butts in seats for sure. But I just hope he gets healthy for his kids.
Woods will miss the Masters after his latest run-in with the law.
President Trump talking about the ceasefire said, quote, "We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate." Iran's foreign minister then said, quote, "If attacks against Iran are halted, our powerful armed forces will cease their defensive operations for a period of 2 weeks. Safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible via coordination with Iran's armed forces and with due consideration of technical limitations."
The Indiana State Police Capital Section accepting applications for traditional and lateral applicants through May 17. All must be U.S. citizens, 21 years of age and older, and other requirements on our news page listed this morning. One Hoosier matched 4 out of 5 numbers in Saturday night's Powerball drawing.
I'm Jake McDaniel. The Hoosier Lottery said Sunday that a winning ticket was bought at a gas station in Corydon, not far from Harrison County Animal Control. That ticket was worth $50,000. The winning numbers were 3, 6, 13, 41, and 65 with the Powerball of 1. Jake McDaniel, Network Indiana.
The city of Alexandria has announced updates to the use of their Madison County EMA outdoor warning sirens. They're now turning them on for tornado warnings and severe thunderstorms with predicted winds of 70 miles an hour or greater. More local every day on our free woofboomnews.com.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. The Shelbyville Common Council has approved multiple resolutions related to a proposed $2 billion data center complex. California-based industrial developer Prologis hopes to build a sprawling 11-building operation on 429 acres for an unidentified tenant. The board of directors of Warsaw-based Hollywood has announced that founder and CEO Doug Rassi will retire from his role as CEO after more than 25 years leading the company. The board has appointed longtime Hollywood CFO Brady Mahler as the company's next CEO. The Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association is rebranding to Hospitality Indiana. CEO Patrick Tam says the rebrand is designed to represent the full scope of the different types of businesses that make up Indiana's hospitality sector, beyond just restaurants and hotels. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Indiana University is shaping the future of healthcare with Hoosiers in mind. Advancing discoveries that become treatments for Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and rare diseases, and training the providers trusted to deliver them. From the lab to your local clinic, IU powers medical breakthroughs and the talent behind them. Discover how IU is solving what's next at iu.edu/impact.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell. Presented by Muncie Community School.
On our YouTube channel, you're looking at the gigantic TV on the back wall, and that is from several days ago, and I am indeed wearing the same shirt. Little embarrassed. Just a little embarrassed. It's better than being a lot embarrassed, I guess. As we await 5 or 6 minutes away from the arrival of Mick Tidrow, he's the voice of the Cardinals on WMUN and all the rest of our Woof Boom radio station apparatus. We want to share with you some of the backstory. We're going to bring up the the feature story they had on, I think it was CBS this morning, talking about Randy Travis. You can see him now in the video that they put together up on their YouTube page. Randy Travis, famous country singer, and we had in our news summary that he's going to be performing, or he'll be appearing this Saturday at the Paramount Theater in Anderson. We mentioned in the story that he can't perform anymore, and we then wondered, maybe some of you might think, well, wait a second, what do you mean he can't perform anymore? He had a massive stroke several years ago, and I think the word aphasia, if I'm not pronouncing that correct, I apologize to medical practitioners out there that are far smarter than me. He simply can't perform anymore. And so what he does is he's healthy enough to travel. He'll be at the program. And as I think it was Rich Jorn, who was in the news story we had on our local news summary, he's there in the room on the stage, and he's tapping his foot, and he's enjoying the songs as performed by somebody that's doing cover songs of the Randy Travis song. So that's how that works now, and we just wanted you to know the backstory on that. This is WMUN's Delaware County Today. It's about 8:41 in Muncie, Indiana, USA. Next item that we have for you that people are talking about: he promised to keep the border secure and continue the Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration.
Securing America.
In his first interview since taking over the Department of Homeland Security, Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen told Fox's Brett Baer DHS's actions and policies are less political than many think, saying he doesn't get to pick and choose.
I enforce all the policies that Congress put on my plate.
And that extends to DHS agents and employees.
All they're doing is trying to keep our streets safe, trying to keep our nation secure, trying to keep bad actors from having terrorist attacks on the homeland.
The secretary sent this message to those in the country illegally.
Go through the system the right way and we'll help you. But if you do it illegally, I have a duty to enforce those laws, and if we catch you, then we're going to deport you.
As for the threats he's now briefed on since taking over DHS, Mullen said
they're significant.
But he also added,
I'll make our homeland the hardest target possibly.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
WMUN News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. For those just clicking on and wondering what happened last night or what didn't with that 8 p.m. deadline that President Trump imposed with respect to everything going on in and around Iran. The deadline passed with no action taken so far. A 2-week delay, ceasefire, the words that are used, has been agreed to between negotiators and President Trump in the United States of America. That is the status. We have certainly a very fluid situation. That is an understatement. That's why we have hourly news updates from Fox News Radio right around the top of the hour, every day on WMUN. We're in Studio B, not in a commercial break. This is Delaware County Today, as we are sharing with you what we know this morning and what people are talking about. In a moment or three, we will be joined by Mick Tidrow, voice of Cardinals, and we look forward to good weather coverage for that makeup added game today. It's actually not a makeup game. It's an additional game they fit into the schedule today. And our Kurt Darling, sports of all sorts. He's the Wolf Boom sports director and a good guy, and excited he is about all of the sportsy things he gets to bring to you. That is a today broadcast on the WMUN. And now the voice of the Cardinals joins us live in the Zoom room. He is Mick Tidrow. Hello, Mick. How are you?
I'm great, Steve. Appreciate you having me on a fine Wednesday morning. And I heard it's going to be 66 degrees, so we're getting closer to the optimal temperature for most of us around this time of year, so it's all good.
What is your optimal temperature now that you mention it? Everybody has their own, what they like best.
Sunny and 72 with a slight breeze.
Sheesh. get very specific, do you? Wow, look at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Not too hot to where the UV's burning my skin because I get sunburnt pretty easy.
Are you fair-skinned? Okay, gotcha. Very good.
And then just sunny, nice, warm, shorts and short sleeve shirt.
We're live on WMUN from Studio B, and Mr. Mick Tidrow was the one that was calling the ball game yesterday. From the Indiana University. Was Don Fisher anywhere nearby? Did you happen to see the Don Fisher at all?
I did not see Don Fisher at all. Okay. He's probably busy with football stuff still after the championship win. They're probably just rolling in more and more stuff.
So tell us about the game that happened yesterday that you covered live on the WMUN. I understand we had a loss, but tell us if there were any notes that came out of it that were good and positive for Rich Maloney and company.
Yeah, I think the biggest positive is Braden Hebner is just swinging a hot bat right. Steve been fantastic. Hit a home run off the game yesterday, and it was on the second pitch of the day. Took it to left field, then had a double as well. So Hebner's been one of the best offensive players in the MAC this season, third best average among anybody in the MAC. So he's been stellar, and the offense woke up in the first inning, had 4 runs, and the pitching was pretty good throughout the day. It was a 6-4 loss, but 4 of those runs were earned, and they all came in the first inning. The last 7 innings, they shut the door completely, really. The 2 runs in the 7th were both unearned with 2 outs and an error. So it's one of those midweeks where Ball State wanted to see pitching come together. And between Owen Quinn, Xander Bretza, Alex Burden, and Zach Kwasny, they threw that last 7 1/3 of 0 earned run baseball. And that's positive going into today's midweek game and then also the weekend series against Akron.
Yeah, let's cover that. We've got an additional game. I don't mean to interrupt, but we've got a game that's not on the schedule for fans that might follow when to show up at Shebeck Stadium. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so Ball State's adding a game against Manchester today at 4 o'clock. So that's a game where it was added late to the schedule, but Coach Maloney and Manchester were able to get something done, and they're going to play today.
All right, and then we got a weekend series, and I don't want to jinx the weather, but warmer at least. Who's coming to town Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Shebeck?
Yeah, so the Akron Zips will be in town, Steve. And it's a big series for Ball State trying to bounce back after the 3-game sweep against Miami. And Coach Maloney was just talking about it. Felt like a dagger last weekend, even though it's only 15 games through the MAC season. There's still a lot of time, and Ball State's currently in a 4-way tie for 3rd place. So there's still so much season left, and it starts this weekend where if they could take down Akron, win 2 of 3 or 3 of 3, and win another series, they'll be right back to where they need to be and really ultimately not concerned about where this team is at the end of the day.
All right. Saturday, by the way, there is a pre-game party. All-American Chevrolet Cadillac is one of the sponsors of the broadcast on WMUN, and from 11 to 1, you can go over there and get some free food. They'll be cooking up some hot dogs and burgers, and Brian Casey from one of our stations is going to be there broadcasting live. And then you can bebop over to Shebeck Stadium and watch the game and hopefully root them on to a Cardinal win there at home on Saturday of the 3-game series. Mick Tidrow is our guest on WMUN. Let's shift to football. Spring practice. I've been seeing some video and some still photography and some social media coming out of camp. What do you know so far, Mick?
Yeah, Steve, it's been a really competitive camp, and I think it's been good to see them just attack the spring because you look at how many new faces they have and what the spring means. It can mean to different teams, and for Ball State, it's really showcasing the aggressive, rapid pace that they're trying to grow. And I've been impressed with just the way that they've come out. And what's really on display for me is the speed that we're seeing and the strength that they put in so far. And to me, that's something that if you see it early in the spring, that translates into summer and deeper into the fall. And the competitions right now, Steve, there's nothing set in stone, which is a fun thing to be at in the spring. Sometimes you have your quarterback, sometimes you have your running backs and wide receivers set, but I think right now it's an open door for players to really take a role.
Got about 1 minute left with Voice of Cardinals Mick Tidrow on WMUN. Men's volleyball, they have some work to do, just a little bit more before the conference tournament cranks up. That comes quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, so conference tournament starts in the quarterfinals April 18th, so we're sitting 10 days away from postseason men's volleyball, and that squad is 2 games left in the regular season. Lewis and Loyola coming to town tomorrow and Saturday. Those are 2 big matches, Steve, because Ball State's still in contention to win the regular season, which they would then have the 1 seed for the tournament and be in the driver's seat to host the semis and the championship. So big week for the men's volleyball squad. Already a 20-win program this season, so they're having a fantastic year. Can they cap it off? We'll find out, but 2 really big games coming up.
All right, 30 seconds. Who's on the big Thursday show with Mick Tidrow tomorrow?
Yeah, we've got Director of Athletics Jeff Mitchell, and then we're working on our second guest. We think we're going to try and have somebody from gymnastics after the regionals, but we're still working on some details there, Steve.
Are we still on track to have you make your Studio B live debut? Is that what you want to do? I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we'll negotiate here on the air. Yeah, that's the plan.
Negotiate. Negotiate. Thank you, Mick. Always a pleasure. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate you, Steve. Thanks as always. Go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals on WMUN. This is Delaware County Today. The voice of the Cardinals, Mick Tidrow, our special guest. Next item now. Maybe you're working on your home. Hillary has some ideas for you.
Saving you money, I'm Hillary Barsky. When it comes to decorating your home, whether you just moved in or are starting all over, buying new furniture can be a huge expense. But there are various ways you can go about decorating your home without breaking the bank. Furniture experts recommend buying 1 nice piece every year, or you can also buy modular pieces like shelves and storage that stack onto each other and are adjustable based on space constraints. Over time, you'll have some durable items that also feel homey. Or you can try the Buy Nothing Project, an app and network of local Facebook groups where people give and get things for free. Also comb through neighborhood Facebook and Nextdoor groups and gifting sites like FreeCycle. And despite the name, fast furniture can last if you take care of it. These are simple pieces made with a mishmash of plastics, fiberboard, and chipboard that aren't built to last. Typically, they can be ordered online, are mass-produced, and shipped unassembled in a flat pack box. Saving you money, Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
We continue to call this Artemis Week, and Fox's Eben Brown reports in the 3rd of our 5-part series now.
Fox on Tech, the evolution of spaceflight.
Following years of being second best to the Soviets in reaching space, President Kennedy laid down a marker.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Speaking at Rice University in 1962, by 69, we did it.
It's one small step for man.
And even yet today, the Russians haven't. But in the years since the Apollo program, the Soviet Union collapsed. Russia became a space partner. But efforts to go back to the moon never quite materialized until 2017, when President Trump in his first term said it was time to go back before China reaches it.
This directive will ensure America's space program once again leads and inspires all of humanity. The pioneer spirit has always defined America.
9 years later, Artemis II would fly to the moon and back, more than 50 years after Apollo 17. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
On WMUN, home of the Pacers, I'll tell you about the remaining games they have on our air. But first, from 2021, we love the Doggies Dean's List.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
An 11-year-old shelter dog finding her forever home makes the Doggy Dean's List. Sally is a pit bull and terrier mix. She's been available for adoption at the Always and Forever Midwest Animal Sanctuary since 2020. But her luck could be changing now that she's famous. Local animal lovers in Kansas City, Missouri teamed up to get a billboard with Sally's picture on it above a section of Interstate 35, a major highway. Scott Poor, who helped with the billboard campaign, says it's been a dream of his for many years to have a billboard that features the animals in Kansas City shelters that have been homeless the longest. And according to Sally's profile, when Sally is adopted, the billboard will go on to promote other in-need shelter pets from Kansas City. Scott says in the meantime, he will use his funds from his business to support his animal rescue work. I have a feeling Sally will find a forever home soon. Janice Dean, Fox News.
And Janice, hopefully you have some great healing going on. We see her on social media from time to time, and hopefully she'll be back on the job soon. I'm Steve Lindell. Pacer people, tomorrow, Friday and Sunday, looks like that's the regular season wrap-up. WMUN has all those broadcasts, 7 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. for the season finale. For my producer, Aiden Foster, son of Al in the Axia Command Center, Steve Lindell for Delaware County Today.